Adrian, big win obviously last Friday. Your first competitive game for the club. What were your thoughts on the game?
I think it was a great experience. I think being here at home with the fans, it was a big crowd and it was a great atmosphere. Very, very loud when we scored, which was awesome. Probably haven't played in front of crowds that big very often, so I thought that was fantastic. And obviously really good to get up in the second half and play a lot better than the first half and show that we had a lot of fight and get a good win.
You mentioned obviously the difference between the two halves, a much different second half and the half that we won the game in. What do you put our first half performance down to?
I think we were a bit slow off the mark. I think that sometimes happens in the first round. I guess you're not really ready for that season game intensity. Even the pre-season in training, you're always working towards it, but once it comes to the crunch, I guess sometimes you might feel a little bit nervous, and then just getting used to communicating with each other. I think that as the game went on and we regrouped at half time, we started to fight harder for each other. So.
And I guess that was sort of the negatives, but on the flip side, the positives, what were the good things that you took out of the match?
I guess the team unity. I think that it's easier to be sort of together as a team when you're winning, but when you're not playing well, I think it's important to respond in a positive way, and I think we did. It's definitely a difficult thing when you're not playing well, and we probably could have copped 3 goals in the first half, to talk to each other, regroup at half time, encourage each other and fight really hard in the second half. And I think that was a major positive, because when you come into games in the NPL and things are getting difficult against good teams, that's when it really counts, and that's what we showed on Friday.
And I guess also that game was a step up in level for you, given that you played in NPL 1 last year and now playing in the top flight in Victoria this season. How did you find the step up?
I think the speed is a bit quicker. The pressure, I guess, there's a lot more intensity in terms of, you have less time on the ball. I think it's more physical. So there's a lot more body contact and more physicality at the contest, a lot more 50-50 contests. I think it's a good step up in terms of toughness and maturity as well. So, yeah.
And I guess off the pitch, given this is your first couple of weeks at the club, you mentioned the crowd obviously during the game, but how's your first week or so at the club been?
Yeah, fantastic. Getting along with everyone really well. It's a great atmosphere in the change rooms. Obviously gaining confidence from that win on Friday night, and everyone seems to be contributing to a happy environment. So yeah, it's great.
And moving on from the game on Friday to this Friday's game against Nortchote City, what do you know about them?
Not much, to be honest. I know a couple of players, but I guess haven't had a chance to watch them for a while. I think that what I've realised is pretty much every game is going to be pretty difficult, especially from a physical perspective. It's always going to be a big contest, and if you're not ready for any game, or if you're not 100% committed to the intensity, it doesn't really matter, because you're probably not going to get there in the end. But yeah, I mean, I know a few players, but I don't really know much about them, so yeah.
And I guess on the other side of that, looking inwards, what has Stabber said after the game on Friday, and what do you want to work on in training this week?
Well, he gave a lot of credit to the team, I guess, for our fight back in the second half, but said there were a lot of things that we did need to work on, and that was understandable in round 1. I think that he wants us to move the ball quicker and keep the ball better, and I think that's a fair call. There was a little bit of a change of formation at half time, and just the team adapting to that might be something that take a little bit of getting used to, and then just to get a few structure things, maybe in the back, but in the middle and up front as well. I think that most of the things will come with communication and time, so hopefully that's the case.